Hey guys, Mark here. Like a lot of other people, I've tried to stay away from wireless peripherals because the tech just wasn't there to support a lag-free experience. I can happily say that those times now are long gone, at least for wireless mice. Keyboards are still a bit of a ways away from hitting that point, but I digress. This is the mouse we'll be talking about today. It's the Logitech G900. Let's get into it. So I've been using this mouse for quite some time now, and I can actually say that there's very little bad that I can say about this mouse. The biggest problem is the price. At 150 bucks, this thing ain't cheap, but it is 100% worth it. In all the time I've used this mouse, I've not once felt like I was using a wireless mouse. There's been zero lag, no random disconnections, nothing. At first I was a little skeptical considering the track records of wireless mice in the past, but this one does not disappoint at all. The mouse feels great in the hand too. It has a similar size to the G502, which was the mouse I was using before switching to the G900. The switches in the mouse are very nice and they have a very satisfying click. The mouse wheel has two modes that you can switch between. One allows you to, unrestrain the wheel so that you can scroll to your heart's desire, and the other gives it some resistance. There are also two DPI buttons in the middle, allowing you to adjust the DPI on the fly. The bottom of the mouse has a power switch as well as a pairing button for connecting the mouse to the computer wirelessly. When using this mouse wirelessly, battery life is a consistent 24 hours long using the RGB lighting and 32 hours without it. The software will warn you if your battery is getting low so that you don't get caught with a dead mouse in the middle of a game. Included inside the extremely nice looking box is a smaller, even nicer looking box to hold the buttons, dongle, and dongle extender. This mouse was designed to be ambidextrous, so they include buttons for both sides of the mouse. Alternatively, you can take the buttons off of both sides if you don't want them there. I, however, like the buttons on the left side of the mouse. The dongle is tiny and seems to work very well. As I've said before, I encountered no dropouts and absolutely no latency issues, so I can't complain at all. They also include a handy dongle extender which you can connect the included mini USB cord to. But that's where we come to the only other little teensy tiny gripe I have about this mouse other than the price. The included cable is braided, which props to Logitech for that, that's great. Except Logitech has added this weird pitchfork looking structure around it so that it makes it easier to slot into the mouse. I get why they did it. It's to reinforce the connection so that it doesn't accidentally come unhinged or actually damage the port on the mouse itself. I would have liked for it to be removable though, so I can use this extremely nice looking and well-made cable for charging other electronics like my Sony a6300 I'm shooting on right now. But enough with being nitpicky. The functionality of the cable is great. You can plug the mouse in and use the mouse with a fully wired connection so that you can play games and charge the mouse at the same time. A+ Logitech, that's great. As you may have noticed, the mouse has full Rgb compatibility, which you can change through Logitech's gaming software. Some of you might not like using proprietary software to control your peripherals, which I understand completely, but I have no complaints about Logitech's software here. There are plenty of customization options, memory profiles, macro tuning, heat mapping, and of course, RGB presets like color cycling and breathing. The mouse clearly caters to gamers with its, futuristic looking aesthetic and RGB lighting. I don't mind it, it's personal preference. I do prefer the aesthetic of this mouse to the G502 though, I will say that. And that's all there is to say about the mouse. It's a wireless mouse with no lag, it looks good, it feels good, the software is great, it has RGB, it has dedicated DPI buttons, it's expensive as hell, and you definitely want one if you don't have one. So if you like this video, please show your support by leaving a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button, and if you didn't, let me know why in a comment below. Your feedback is ever so helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.